Hi, everyone. Welcome to the latest with Maya. Today, I'm having a conversation with singer Jessica Baio. I love her music, and if you haven't listened to it yet, you have to.
Oh,
Hi, Jessica. I am so excited to be talking to you and learn a little more about you.
I'm excited to learn more about you as well.
So let's dive right in. Do you have a specific process when you are writing your songs?
There is like a specific process. When I was like younger and would write with my by myself, I'd probably just like sit down at the piano or guitar and just kind of find some chords I'd like and then write to it. Now when I write, I usually write with like a producer and a couple of other writers. So we usually go into a songwriting session. And I'll either brainstorm some concepts beforehand that I can bring and kind of see like what concept the other writers like that we want to kind of dive into. Or maybe sometimes one of the writers has an idea that they want to share. But yeah, the producer will start putting together some kind of like melody or like chords together, and then we'll start brainstorming melodies and lyrics, and slowly we just kind of craft a song together, which has been really fun to do and learn from other writers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love writing songs, so I always love hearing other people's creative process.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
How long have you been writing songs?
I don't even remember. I think I started in elementary school.
Mhm.
And I um, graduated high school 2 years ago. So a long time.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
cool.
yeah. um, So, is there a song that you consider to be the gold standard for great writing and storytelling?
Oh, I don't know if there's like a specific song that would come to mind, but I feel like there's certain writers that I like definitely admire and think they do an incredible job of doing that. I think Julia Michaels is really good. So is Taylor Swift, of course. Um, I love Lauren Spencer Smith. I think she does an incredible job with her songs. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely people that I admire and look up to because I think they do a really good job of telling stories through their lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's anything by Taylor Swift. Especially her songs No Body, No Crime and Timeless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are the two that I'm like, if I can write a song like that, then I
Oh,
like that's
I'll
my
have to
goal.
I'll have to go listen to those ones. Yeah, I feel like ever since she like started releasing music forever ago, like every single one is just they tell a really cool story.
Yeah, they do. I am pop culture obsessed and I go in stages of shows that I cannot stop watching.
Uh-huh.
And right now I am binging the show Grimm. Uh,
Uh,
what show are you currently obsessed with?
Currently, Sam and I are watching Suits. It's I would kind of explain it as kind of like it's like lawyers but Grey's Anatomy version. So it's like or
Uh,
sorry, like Grey's Anatomy version with lawyers. I don't know. It's really cool. I love Grey's Anatomy and we like watching like it's cool seeing like people like there's like a storyline, but there's also people like fighting cases and stuff. It's kind of a fun show.
oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I watched an episode of that like a long time ago when it was first on. and I've been wanting to go, and since it's now on Netflix, I've been wanting to go and watch it. But
I feel like the first episode's a little slow, so I feel like if you get past that one, it starts getting really interesting.
oh, cool. Yeah, I love shows of like legal shows and um because I am so interested in that stuff. And um, so I'm gonna finish watching Grimm and then I think I'll watch Suits.
Yeah, that one's good. We also like reality TV, so like we'll watch like Selling Sunset. I don't know if you've seen that on Netflix, or like we also love like The Bachelorette we're watching right now. Those are always good too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know of those shows, but I haven't seen them.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So I love all of your music. Um, where do you find inspiration for your songs?
Um, well, that's actually a question that I think is awesome because I tend to like put out a lot of songs that are like about relationships, and breakups and whatnot. And because my husband and I do social media together, people know that we are very like happy and whatnot. And so people are like, always confused, like, why is she writing these sad songs if she's in a happy like relationship, married? But I honestly like love writing songs that like make you feel something. I think that's the beautiful part about music is that I can hear a song about something that I've never gone through, and like the lyrics make you feel like whatever they went through. So I think there's beauty in writing songs that other people can connect to. And I did have relationships before my husband, so I think when I write about things like that, I draw from past experiences or like books I read or movies. Um I think all of that kind of plays into like what inspires different concepts. I'll usually just like be thinking and an idea will come and I'll write it down, and and you're writing with other people, so their experiences play into it. And then, yeah, usually you come up with something that a lot of people can connect to, which is really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, for me, like you said, kind of personal experience, and then I also like find inspiration in like shows and movies. And I'm because I can't sing or like play any instruments, so I'm actually working with someone who can do all of that to like put out these songs. So
Oh,
uh
cool.
yeah, so we have put out two songs right now, and both of them are actually ones that were not inspired by personal experience, but were inspired by like different shows and a bunch of like things I saw,
Uh-huh.
like either around town or whatever. So, yeah.
Think you can definitely draw inspiration from lots of areas. Yeah, I think it is really neat, and I love writing songs that do resonate like from personal experience because I think it like hits home in like a different way when you know it's like something personal. But yeah, like you just said, sometimes inspiration comes just from other people.
Yeah. So where did the inspiration for your newest song, Best Friends with Your Girlfriend, come from?
So I was on a plane going to Nashville, and I was gonna have a week full of writing sessions, and so I wanted to have like some concepts in mind going into the session. So I was just like brainstorming and writing down some ideas. And I think I had just written down like the idea of like it came to me thinking of writing a song from the perspective of the girl who is the other girl. Like I feel like lots of songs are written from the perspective of, oh, he cheated on me, but not from the perspective of the girl who he cheated with. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like that would be cool if we could write a song about that. And then in the session we kind of took it from the angle of like being a girl's girl and like telling her um and I think it's a really fun, awesome like summer song, just kind of saying like you cheated and now you lost out and now we're gonna be friends because of it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I love that, and yeah, I just love that it's their friends instead of enemies, and
yeah, exactly. I wanted it to kind of be like an inspo of like what should happen rather than the girls turning
yeah,
against each other. Because most of the time, I know sometimes the other girl does know and it's like a hurtful thing, but sometimes
yeah,
you're both oblivious. And so it's cool to see that sometimes girls can like come on top and find a new friendship out of that. It's
yeah, yeah, definitely. So is there a song of yours that is your favorite?
oh gosh. I feel like I love different ones for different reasons. The one that's like the most special to me is Someday. I wrote that about my husband losing his dad at a young age. And so I love that one just because it's like really sentimental to us, and I think it's just a really special track. So probably that one, but I love a lot of them for different like reasons, but I think that one's the most like special.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Is there a song, either of yours or someone else's that always brings a tear to your eye?
Um, gosh, probably the one I just said maybe is coming to my head. I'll have to think I'd have to think about someone else's song who might make me cry, but that one when we were in the like when we were writing the song Someday, like we were all crying because it's just like really emotional to think about, It was a really
Yeah.
cool experience. And even trying to like record that song was hard just because we were all so emotional. So I guess that would come to mind off the top of my head. I'm sure there's others that would do the same. But yeah, that's just what's coming to my head right now.
Yeah, for me, it's Kelly Clarkson's song "Because of You" and "So Will I" by Ben Platt.
I don't know if I've heard that one, but I definitely have heard Because of
So,
You, and that one does. That
yeah,
one is like, oh,
yeah,
so
yeah,
sad.
yeah. For me, it's like it's really relatable, and I actually just recently saw her in concert, which was incredible, and she sang that song, and I was just like I was just crying, and I was not expecting to cry at the concert, but I just as soon as she started singing that, I just started crying because it has a very personal meaning to me.
That, that's,
So,
yeah, absolutely. That one's deep. It's
yeah,
a beautiful song. I don't blame you for getting
it's,
emotional. Especially,
yeah,
I feel like there's probably just such a different energy, like hearing that live.
yeah,
That's a special experience.
yeah, yeah. And then Ben Platt is just like my favorite singer and actor, and anything he does, I love. So,
I'll have to look
um,
it up.
yeah, yeah, and his music definitely like resonates with me a lot of it. His first album, Sing to Me Instead, I remember I listened to on a loop in 2020 when, we were all in lockdown, and then I was also like just dealing with a lot of stuff that I was trying to process, and his music really helped. Um, and so there are a few of his songs that whenever I hear now, it takes me right back to that place. And so, yeah,
Uh, yeah, I'll have to listen. I'm excited to hear that because it's really cool that when music can do that for someone.
yeah, definitely. So who has had the biggest impact on you professionally?
Um, gosh. Let me think. Um, I'm trying to think. Professionally, I don't know, maybe just teachers that I've like looked up to or like I think I've learned a lot from like teachers in high school about just like education and whatnot. I think they've had a big influence on me. I've had some really awesome teachers that I've looked up to.
Yeah,
Um, I've also had really awesome voice teachers who've like believed in me, um,
yeah,
helped me like find some confidence and believe in myself. So I think professionally, people that have like built me up along the way um, have had a big impact on me. That's what's coming to mind right now, at least.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, who has had the biggest impact on you as a person?
um, Probably my husband. I think he inspires me to just like I feel like we both motivate each other and he's my biggest cheerleader. So like him or probably my parents, I would say. They've also always been like my cheerleaders and so I think they've those three have definitely impacted who I've become as a person.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So if you had a warning label, what would yours say?
Oh gosh. I know if you asked, like, anyone close to me, they would say, like, it would be that I have no filter. Like, I always overshare or, like, I'll tell people things that are like, TMI. I'm just, like, a very open yeah, I have no filter, so I guess that would be my warning label is, like, if we get having a conversation about something, I don't hold back, and I'll tell you in detail.
Yeah. Yeah, I think um that would be my mom's warning label because she
Oh, really?
doesn't have a filter either. So when we're out like doing something with someone, she'll usually say something and then like my sister and I will both look at her and she's just quiet and she's like, I probably shouldn't have said that.
That's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom's like that too. It's probably where I get it from. Like she's always saying stuff where we're like, "Mom, why did you just say that?"
Yeah. But it's very entertaining. So,
Yeah. What would you say your warning label would be?
mine would probably say like prone to anxiety, don't overload. Um, because I do have like severe anxiety and I do get really overwhelmed easily. So,
I feel that too.
yeah,
I mean, obviously, I'm sure everyone's experience is different, but I definitely struggle with overthinking and getting really anxious over things that like I shouldn't. So I understand that for
yeah,
sure.
thank you. Yeah. Um, Yeah, like last night, I would like, I've been so excited to talk to you and so excited for this interview. Last night, I was actually very overwhelmed though, because I was like, I've never done this by myself.
Yeah.
So I was kind of spiraling last night and my mom and my sister both had to step in and be like, "Okay, take a breath."
Well, you know what? That's really funny because I was literally like telling Sam that I was nervous. I was like, I'm nervous. This is the first time I've had like an interview like live. Like usually I've just like submitted the answers or whatnot. So I was like, I'm like nervous. So, anyways, I think it's so easy for us to all like get anxious over something. And then once you actually do it, it's like never as bad as you think. And you just gotta like push yourself to do the things that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely. So what genre of movie would your life story be told as?
Um, Probably a rom-com just because I love I love being in love. I love like I feel like I've always loved romance and so I just feel super lucky to have found my person at a young age. But I also feel like my life is pretty like goofy. I like to think that I'm funny sometimes. Sam always makes me laugh. So I guess I don't know. I'd say a rom-com.
Oh, oh, cool. Yeah, I would say for me a rom-com too, because those are some of my favorite movies and yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite rom-com?
Hmm. I've been reading a lot of like romance novels lately. I'm trying to think of a rom-com. I think 50 First Dates is funny. I don't know if I have a favorite though. Like I think my favorites are actually just like the romance novels. Like I think like The Longest Ride is really good. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite. Do you have an all-time favorite?
Oh, I think really any of Reese Witherspoon's movies.
Those
Uh
are
yeah, I think my favorite is definitely Home Again.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, that uh came out in I think 2017 and I mean, I've watched it so many times since it first came out, like I've lost track of it. That's one
That's
of my go-to movies.
that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, I sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought.
That's okay. I do
So
that all the time.
yeah. I always like I'll be talking to someone and then I'm just like, I know there was a reason I was talking, but I don't remember now. So
That's okay. I've done that for sure.
um so I love inspiring or motivational quotes. And I always love closing out my show with one of those. And this week, my favorite quote is by Ben Platt. Um, he said, it's actually from, I think it was 2017, or he won a Tony Award for Dear Evan Hansen. And he said, don't waste any time trying to be like anybody but yourself, because the things that make you strange are the things that make you powerful.
Wow.
And that has always stuck with me. And so I was wondering, is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
Well, that's a beautiful quote. I love that. Um, One that I saw recently, I don't know who said it or where it's from, but it was super simple and it just said like do your best and trust that God will do the rest. And I thought that was like a really cool was it like motto or motto? I forget the word. But like it's just like a good reminder that like when things are stressful or you're like worried or you feel like you can't handle something, like if I just trust that if I do my best that God will do everything else and like fill in for me. I think that's just like always calming that I know that God's not going to give me something I can't handle. So I don't know. I think that's a good quote to live by.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in, and I have loved having this conversation with you, and it's been so much fun to get to know you. get to know a little more about you. So thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for having me. It was nice to meet you.